All right, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, offense not exactly rolling. Their defense is playing so good, they're still winning games. But now without Rashee Rice, who's just an awesome player, what are they going to do here? What's the way that they can potentially still win games if they need to put up 21 points, right? Well, let's get into it. Starting off with the play you see on your screen, let's start off with the negative against the Chargers. It's going to be a zone coverage play. You have a receiver running that route right there. This is designed to push the corner further deep. Then you're going to have a tight end who's going to run kind of in where that area has now been cleared up. Hopefully this can work. Also worth mentioning, this isn't just any tight end. This is Travis Kelce running the route that you're trying to, scheme up right here. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Mahomes is going to take the snap. He fakes this kind of handoff backwards, fires it towards Kelce, who is just wide open right here. I mean, this is an easy window for a big completion. And I don't know if Mahomes thought Kelce was going to run this a little bit higher or what. But this throw is just off. I think it's just a missed throw. Mahomes, for all the things he's amazing at, will miss the occasional throw. That is part of, part of his game, right? Obviously, not too often, but it happens. It happens of everyone. But this results in a turnover, and again, the Chiefs have to do a better job of protecting the football, I think. Another 4-0. Again, their defense is playing out of its mind, and maybe they can just keep playing this way and keep winning games. But you feel like at a certain point, some of these turnovers are going to cost them a game or two if they keep letting this happen. And also for the Chargers, I think they did something that I want to see more teams try and do against the Chiefs, because I think it could be a good strategy to try and beat them. And I'm interested in seeing how the Chiefs will try to counter this, where they're just playing man coverage, and it's a cover one play, only a single safety deep. One of the other safety is going to drop and cover over the middle of the field. This is something that teams used to just never do against the Chiefs because, well, they had Tyreek Hill. Mahomes is going to get a 70-yard touchdown every time you try that, so don't even bother. Well, now the Chiefs are also without Rashee Rice. Travis Kelce's amazing, but he's obviously not a guy who's going to run a go route on the outside. On this play, you're also going to see an extra player rush the passer. This isn't a blitz necessarily, because the way it worked was the Kansas City Chiefs have a running back who's blocking. So the guy who is, covering that running back, he now rushes the passer. But having an extra guy rush the passer, I think is something I could see teams do a lot as well. Just because if Mahomes tries to scramble to the outside, you have an extra guy who can pay attention to him. Watch, Mahomes can't get outside the pocket and get sacked instead. This is a smart game plan that the Chargers had, and one that I think if I'm playing the Chiefs, I'm probably going to try and implement a little bit as well. Not to say they were doing this all the time, but I think it's an interesting strategy. Of course, the Chiefs have an obvious counter to this, and we saw it on this play, which actually, interestingly enough, even though the Chargers played a decent amount of single safety deep coverages, this wasn't on one of them. This was on a two safety deep coverage, but they have Xavier Worthy running a deep shot right here. Xavier Worthy, of course, known for his speed. Mahomes takes the snap, and while there were two safeties deep, the safety on that side of the field does not stay with Worthy. He goes more over the middle, so because of this, you have a corner trying to cover Worthy one-on-one. You see some separation, and has Mahomes ever missed a deep ball in his entire career? I'm sure there has to be one or two, but I can't think of any. Watch, perfectly on the money. That's just a great throw by Mahomes. Again, there's a reason why he's the best in the world. There's a lot of reasons why he's the best in the world. This is one of them. So you are certainly playing with fire if you decide to drop a safety and try and, maybe play a bit more aggressive. I still think it's an interesting strategy teams should try, but you are going to give up the home run ball. And for the Chiefs, I kind of think that without Rashee Rice, that might be the move, is go for the home run ball a little bit. I think it makes sense. Going over to this play, I think one thing that has to be mentioned as well is I think some of these other receivers are just going to have to step it up. This is a zone coverage concept on a 3rd down and 2 right here. They're going to have a little concept to get Sky Moore the ball here, which, okay, sure. It's a play that can certainly work, kind of this little pick play on a 3rd and 2, just trying to gain a couple yards. Mahomes takes the snap. He's going to look in Sky Moore's direction. And as of right here, Sky Moore doesn't quite have his head turned around, but Mahomes has to get rid of this football quickly. It makes sense. Mahomes puts this one right on the money, but Moore just isn't able to make the grab. That's one that Moore has to catch. But again, this is part of the issue right now, is you have Travis Kelce, you have Xavier Worthy, you have Noah Gray. But I like Noah Gray, but who else do you have here that can really make things work? Someone's going to have to step up. They wanted Sky Moore to step up on this play, wasn't able to make it happen. And part of me wonders if you do go out and make a trade just to get another guy in the room. You don't need Devontae Adams. I don't think the Raiders would even trade him to you, but just get a guy. But going over here, one guy that they certainly have is the Hall of Famer, debatably the best tight end of all time, probably the best receiving tight end of all time, if not the just best period, Travis Kelce, running a route where he's just going to, again, we've seen him do this a million times. Zone coverage, just get in a gap in coverage over the middle. As you see, Mahomes takes a snap, and with there being a 5-man rush for the Chargers, the gaps are going to be a little bit bigger. And you see, again, Kelce has his back turned towards Mahomes right here. So for Mahomes, this is just a pure, I trust this guy. They have a great chemistry, even if they kind of screwed up on that first play that resulted in an interception. Mahomes gets it over there. Kelce's able to make the play. Again, I think that, listen, I don't know exactly what's been going on with Travis Kelce for the first 3 games. It's possible he just didn't have super high numbers through the first 3 weeks. I also didn't think he was getting open as much, and they certainly weren't featuring him as much. I do wonder if they were trying to keep the wear and tear down on him. I mean, the guy's 34 years old, right? He's the same age Rob Gronkowski is, I don't know if they want to have him take, a bunch of hits every single game. I would think they want to keep him healthy for the playoffs, but maybe now with kind of less receiving talent, this might be what they have to do, and hopefully he can hold up for the entire season. Hey, maybe you can get go undefeated and get the bye week, and then he can rest up then, I guess. But then also this play is kind of the last 2 things that I think the Chiefs will have to do to get their offense to the level it needs to be to win a Super Bowl. Because again, that is the expectation, right? I mean, for any other team, we're sitting here saying like, oh, well, they're fine. They still have an amazing defense. They still have an amazing quarterback. They'll make the playoffs with ease. For the Chiefs, they don't care about the playoffs. They want to win it all. So that's kind of the question I'm trying to answer here is, can they still do it with the Rashee Rice injury? And they can if they do stuff like this, which is they're going to have, first off, a good scheme. You're going to have Noah Gray is the tight end, faking as though he's going over the middle, but then just try and get into a gap in coverage. They're also going to run a play action. Mahomes takes the snap, he fakes the handoff, and there is going to be very quick pressure off the edge right here. So, okay, not an ideal situation. I mean, you had Travis Kelce blocking an edge rusher one-on-one, definitely a mismatch. So, because of this, there's pressure. But here's where the value of Mahomes comes in. Watch him easily navigate that pressure, gets the ball off to the scheme that worked. I mean, this is essentially just what the Chiefs are going to have to do, right? You have Mahomes, who's the best player in the world. He's going to have to play like the best player in the world, probably more games this season than he did in the regular season last year. Andy Reid, who's, I think, debatably the best coach in the world. I think most people would say he is the best coach in the world. He's going to just have to do a really good job at scheming plays up, making sure he gets guys open. And again, Travis Kelce, who you could debate is the best to ever do it. He's going to have to play at a higher level as well, which, listen, I'm not going to bet against those 3 guys, right? I do think they could use some depth pieces are going to have to step up, though, I think, as well. But as a whole, again, their defense is so good, they don't have to put up 28 every game. If they can put up, 17, that can win you some football games. And they haven't lost yet, so certainly I think things are going well. But, you got the Saints next week. You got the 49ers the week after. Then the Raiders, who always play you tough. The Broncos are soon in the mix. I mean, all these division teams play them tough. Everyone plays the Chiefs tough because they're the best team, and everyone wants to give them their best shot. But, yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.